Welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. I'm out here harvesting some of my sweet banana peppers. I grew them this many by accident. I thought I was planting jalapenos. Apparently some of my seed got crossed up, or I don't know, something happened. But anyway, I have got a pile of these big old banana peppers, and they sweet banana. And what I decided that I would do with them is I'm gonna make my own seasoning to cook with. So I'm just kind of going through and harvesting all of them. They're not hot peppers, and they really have a good flavor. So I'm gonna pick a bunch of them, put them on a dehydrator, and get them dehydrated out till they completely crispy dry, and then we'll grind them up and see how this works. I think the flavor of it, now that in there, I hate to waste a good pepper, but I think it'll work wonderful. So I'm gonna cut and pick all of these. I'm trying to get my garden cleaned up. You see, I cleaned up a lot of the other, and I want to clean all this mess up. I don't want it full of rats, and that's what winds up in this tall grass. Junk gets to living in it. And that way I'll get some use out of some of these peppers that I got. I have eat a good many of them. So I've got my little cutters. This is by far the easiest way. You don't have to use them. You can just pick them off. But I didn't want to kill the limbs on the plants because they'll make usually till frost. And there's a lot of people that grow their peppers in pots for the purpose of taking them in a greenhouse or something, and you can keep them all winter, I think. But anyhow, them country people say, anywho, I'm gonna get all these picked, and then we'll go up there and cut them up, and we'll dehydrate them. Y'all, this plant right over here, I mean, just look at the red, and these vines growing all in here is what's causing havoc in them. The plant laid down, but they loaded up, and then I ain't even been up to the bed up yonder. I know it's loaded too. All right, I dump a few at a time up here on my cutting board. I got my dehydrator over here. Now some of these, like I say, got some bad spots on them. So what I do is just cut that off, throw it out here in the yard, chickens will get it. Some people may or may not want the, and I'm just gonna lay big old pieces up there because I'm gonna chop it all up when it grinds up anyway. But when it dehydrates, I'm gonna grind it all up. So you cut this any which way you see fit. If you want to leave all the seeds, a lot of times them seeds are hard to grind up and stuff. I tend to get them out. Most of them, like the clumps of seed. I don't mind if there's like that's got a few seeds on it. That don't offend me. And you can do, y'all, buy any pepper this way. I just thought these would be good I could cook with because they're not hot. And I wouldn't have to worry about Brody, you know, not being able to eat whatever I cook out of it. So I'm going to chop all these up as you see me doing right now. Chop them up any way you want to chop them up and get them on this dehydrator and get them dehydrated. Well, I am not going to get all of it on there, I don't think. I done filled the whole dehydrator up except for this top rack. And what you see on here, y'all, I'm leaving on purpose. I made some dill pickle chips. Basically took cucumbers and dehydrated them the other day, and they are really good. And I eat them up like candy. So I left that on there because they was so good. I said they'll add some flavor to that if it gets into my seasoning. I have still got quite a few in my bucket, and then I never even made it out to the bed out there where my pepper bed is. So what I'll do is cook this run, and then I'll pick them other ones and we'll do another run on here. So just be that way I don't waste my peppers. A lot of times we get a lot of this kind of stuff over in the late in the year, and especially these that we just kind of eat, not really a hot pepper to make sauce and such as that with. Now I used these when we were making our salsa and whatnot, but I had so many of them, y'all. Anyway, get this on there. I'm not gonna worry about just loading it to the gill because I want enough to use on the next run. I don't know though. I may add some jalapenos on a different tray or two of the next run. So let me go ahead and I picked out these reddest ones because they're going to be the ones that sour and get soft out here in a 5-gallon bucket first. So go ahead and get them dehydrated. And then like that, I am just... That one's got a bad end. Cut that off, get that out of the way. If you're doing jalapenos, you can rake them seeds out like that and have just the pepper. So get them on here, and then we're gonna get the lid on this. That is good. It is running. Y'all, these peppers have been on here for like 2 days. So we're gonna start grinding them up. They are very, very dry. That is what I wanted. Oh, and it smells so good, y'all. Be gentle with this till you kind of get them broke up. Just be somewhat gentle. There's no reason to go to pounding. Y'all, I watched a lady one day. She took that thing and went to pounding in it like that and broke a mortar and pestle. And making a video now on medicinal plants doing it too. I struggled to, and the rest of her video was actually pretty knowledgeable. She had studied what she was doing, but she had no clue about the mortar and the pedestal. It kind of baffled me. You just kind of gently break that up like this. And then I kind of start high on the outside and then work my way down into it. Everybody does stuff a little different though, I reckon. But y'all, I wished you could smell how good these sweet peppers smell now that they dry like that. Man, that's gonna make a fine seasoning to cook with. If you don't break it like this, that stuff will fly up out of there. That is what I have discovered anyway. I know y'all can't see when I'm left-handed. I have to use my left hand a good bit, but now like me and my buddy Tony was talking yesterday, I can use about either hand for the most part. I ain't crippled. But I have noticed people that are ambidextric, which means using both hands, are a lot more creative in their art. They're more of a craftsman, seems like. Not always, and not necessarily the best, but just in general. So I have got this right here, and I need me a funtal. All right, I got my funtal. And I'm just kind of, and I'm not going to worry about wiping that clean right now. Okay. And I've just got an old jar, y'all, that I repurpose stuff. I mean, the funnel's repurposed everything, so just going to keep doing this. So it'll take me a little bit to get all of this ground up and in there. And then I'll reload the dehydrator with these other peppers I had picked. I'm probably, while I'm doing this, I'm probably gonna go ahead and do like, I know I got some jalapenos, and I'll put them in a separate jar. I mean, you can mix this as whatever you want. I mean, dry some onions and put in there with it. You can make anything you want to. I'm just saying, I'm gonna keep mine separated, so. And I just wanted to kind of show you what I was doing. And the reason, I know a lot of y'all do this, and a lot of you made I have already made salsa. I have made pepper sauce. I mean, there's 1,000 different things you can make with peppers. What I'm doing right here is just merely trying to give somebody an idea that maybe you ain't thought about. Some of you have more than thought about it, but there's a few people that ain't, that watch this channel. And you're like, aha, I can do that with my peppers. And that stops you from going to town and buying some expensive seasoning to cook with. See, I just start going round and round the edge, and I just slowly work my way down in there. Now, if these peppers are not dry, like this has been going 2 days, well dry. If they're not, they'll start gumming up, and the reason I say that is I find a few of these, it was the bigger pieces, take longer to dry, and some of them are wanting to gum up after 2 days of dehydration. Now, I had a solar dehydrator out here that I built. Basically a piece of plexiglass over aluminum pan. You can design them 10,000 different ways. Some work a little better than others, but they all will work. Usually some window screen where air can get under whatever you're doing helps this a lot, and you can dry stuff very good that way. The problem I have with that is I got a few baby chickens out that I can't get caught up, and they'll get in this. They play havoc on stuff like that when you ain't a-looking. Get me a sip of coffee. It's still morning here. But while I'm grinding this, I had 4 little baby chickens. Y'all have seen them in a video. They have went amiss. There was 4 little Americana, and they stayed right around that fig tree over there at the end of their pen where the mama was, and something has got them. And it got them in the last 2 days while we were at funerals and doing busy, I've been gone. I have not been able to make videos because we've been in and out and just, I mean, a lot of stuff going on. So that is frustrating, you know, but it happens to all of us. And I should have probably done called them up and I like that. It will have to have some salt added to it to be a standalone seasoning. But I am more or less, you know what I mean, add it. What I'll do is I probably will add some garlic to it and possibly dry some onion. Or you can just, if you want to go to the store and buy some onion powder and some garlic powder and mix it in there with it, or garlic salt, and you can make your own, you know, so, as you wish. Anyway, I'm going to continue to work on this a little while. I did want to say, if you don't have a mortar and pestle, you can use a coffee grinder. You can use 1,000 different things. Now, I did hear one old boy said that he used his coffee grinder for something else. I ain't gonna mention. He said, and then everything his coffee tastes like it. I thought that was funny. So, you know, if you use your coffee grinder you grinding coffee beans with, and you grind cayenne peppers up, it you know, that might not work out just like you thought in the long run, but it will work nevertheless. Set my funnel over there. Let my lid run off. Put my lid back on that, shake it up. Y'all, that is what we got right there so far. So at this point, I'm going to start cutting up peppers. Y'all, I have got it loaded back down. Get the lid on it. Turn it on. We'll let this cook. I may have to eventually move it. I'm fixing to work on these 4 knives. I am fixing to handle all 4 of them. Start making sheaves. I got to get all of that knocked out this week. This right here will all go to the chickens. Wipe my knife off scabbard. So we'll take all of this out there shortly and dump it to the chickens. They will greatly appreciate that. You see how I pull up a bunch of weeds. Throw in there, that is that lady's thumb or whatever it is that grows like a vine on the ground down there. I give them a lot of green stuff along to help them lay. They get more than just corn. We'll let this cook another 2 days. Make another batch off. I'll put my funnel up here somewhere. Put it over something and keep this airtight, y'all. Our humidity here is extremely high, and that's why the temperature is bad as it is. Like when it's hot, it feels twice as hot as it does everywhere else, seems like. And that it'll make this gum all up. So you want to keep it airtight. You can't just put it in a jar with no lid and set it up here and say it's all right. Here stuff has to be airtight to keep the moisture out. So that we'll leave that setting up there, and we're gonna let this cook, y'all. We'll have plenty of seasoning for a little while. It won't last no great long while. But now, like I said, I've got another bed up here full of peppers. We'll probably start doing all them. So you may see it in the background of some more videos. But anyway, that is making some of your own seasoning. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. Hey, hit that thumbs up button down there before you leave.